Hi, I'm Lindsay Curry and I'm here with Morgan today, and we are going to get her makeup stage ready so that she can really shine on stage and that we can still see her beautiful features and that they don't get washed out by those bright stage lights. We are using all Beautycounter products today. Beautycounter is the leader in clean, which means that we hold all of our products to industry-leading standards of safety, which is really important to me, especially for developing bodies like Morgan. First, this is not a necessary step, but we are going to start first by priming the skin. Conventional primers tend to be full of silicons, which create a smooth surface by filling in the pores on the skin. This safer formulation really just hydrates the skin. It's going to make your makeup last longer and sit beautifully on the skin. Now, our first official step is foundation. So this is a critical step for just creating that beautiful canvas, but also we are going to use a shade darker than Morgan's usual or than Morgan's skin tone. This is going to help her to not get washed out in those bright lights. So you can apply foundation with your fingers. I'm choosing to use a beauty blender because I find that easier to get like the perfect finish without it being complicated. Okay, this next step is optional, but if you have a concealer, I like to use the concealer so that we brighten the eye area and can create a little bit of shape in the face. You're gonna put a little bit on the inner eye because that is where we tend to hold most of the color. That's gonna just brighten, and then we are going to draw the eye up by pulling the foundation up like this. You can use your finger, of course. You're gonna be pressing the makeup into the skin. If you do have that damp beauty blender, this is a great time to use it as well. Okay, next we're gonna add a little bit of shape and color back into the skin so that she looks beautiful and alive and happy up on the stage. I'm gonna use my fingers for this cream blush. I find that the heat of my finger helps to blend the color into the face. So you're gonna start right on this apple of the cheek, and use lots of color there, and then pull it up again, up to lift the face and towards the hairline. Again, you could be using your beauty blender. Use the rounded end of the beauty blender for this one. I'll do the other side like that. Focus the color on the cheek and then up and out. We are using more color than we normally would for everyday makeup because this is for her to pop on stage. So if you are able and you have a brow gel, this is what I'm gonna do. Morgan's brows are really fair and fine, and so I'm going to just bulk up her brow a little bit, knowing that this is going to really draw attention to those beautiful brows and lift the face and draw attention to her eyes. Next up, we're going to tackle her eyes, and we are going to start first by adding some dimension to the eyelid. So the first step, we're going to add a highlighting, like a bright highlighting color across the entire lid and even under the brow to create brightness. I'm going to just tap it in with my finger. You can see how nice and bright that is already. And do the other side, and I'll show you how I can use the brush. So use the doe foot to apply the color all over, and then you can just use your brush if that's what you're comfortable with. What I like about the cream shadows and blush is because it's a cream formula, as it sets, it really sets into the skin and it lasts so much longer than a powder, and you're not gonna have any of that fallout under the eye that you need to correct at the end. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with a darker shade to create that dimension. Close your eyes. So I'm going to start about middle of the eye, and I'm going to draw a line across the lash line, and then I'm going to create a triangle. Morgan doesn't have a defined crease, but if you do, you'll want to follow that crease. Now you can use this as is for a nice dramatic smoky eye. You can also tap it in, close your eyes, or again, come back in with your brush and soften it up. Now, don't forget, if you're feeling a little bit nervous about eye color or any of the details of this. This is stage makeup, so nobody's going to be really close to her. Doesn't have to be perfect. It takes a lot of the stress out. So there, we've created a little bit of dimension on the side. I'm gonna pull this up a little because it's drawing her eye down. I'll go ahead and do the other side. If you're looking for a little bit more color, you can go back in and add a second layer or leave as is. Next up, to define the lie, we're gonna go in with an eyeliner. So Morgan, if I can get you to close your eyes. I'm gonna create a little bit of tension with my left hand here, and then we're gonna take a line right along the lash line, creating a little bit of a wing if you're able. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Last step to define the eyes, we're gonna go in with our mascara. If you're able to curl the lashes, you can do that as well. I'm not going to bother. This formula actually has a bit of a curl, like a lash lift in it, so I'm not gonna worry. Morgan, if I can get you to look down, but not close your eyes. So you want your student to look down. You're going to get the wand right at the base of the lashes, give it a little bit of a wiggle, and then pull through the lashes. Now, again, we want this to be nice and dramatic so that we can see them on stage. I am going to probably do 2 coats. And then open wide. Wow, look at how amazing that is. They're so much more pronounced, and that's just 1 coat. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do the other side and another coat. Okay, last step to get her makeup perfect for on stage, we are going to add a nice bold lip so that her lips pop up on stage. I'm gonna get her to open her mouth a little bit, and I'm gonna start with the Cupid's bow. We're gonna define that and just coat nicely. You can use the edge of your lipstick to almost like a liner. I'm gonna get all over the lips. Okay, so give it a little smush. And then I'm gonna get you to blot on the tissue. Okay, this step I like to add in by pressing it into the tissue. It's really pressing the color into the lips, and that's gonna make this layer almost like a primer. And we're gonna go back in again and bulk up the color. Morgan, if you wanna give it a little smush again. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of correction, but that's pretty much it. And just like that, Morgan is stage ready. I think she is looking great, and all of her features are really going to pop on stage.